What is happening, BC Spirits? BC Spirits Spirit Day number 345. Today we're working out something brand new. I'm kind of excited about this one because these guys have always done really crazy sort of experimental craziness stuff. And that is the new Shelter Point Smokin' Oak. So I'm going to try and run this down real quick. So it's aged, it's a 100% unmalted barley, distilled 3 times, aged for 5 years in ex-American bourbon barrels, and then finished for 6 months in a mixed house smoked or house smoked barrel of applewood and peat, Vancouver Island peat. So really what they're looking for is this Vancouver Island peaty sort of taste, because there hasn't been a huge amount. We do have peat bogs here on the island, but they're not crazy good quality. So I'm curious at how this is going to roll out. Obviously, I don't think we have enough peat on the island to do like an Isla style 100% smoked with Vancouver Island peat for a sustainable while, because peat isn't overly sustainable. Once it's gone, it's sort of gone. It doesn't sort of exist after that. But I'm very curious about this applewood Vancouver Island peat, very similar to what they do with their Smoke Point, where they just take the whiskey and put it into a ex-Isla whiskey barrel, and just that connection and then that soaking of that whiskey in that barrel just gives it a beautiful smoke texture, which is kind of uncannily cool. So, ooh, very interesting mix of sweet smoke, like sweet, very classic applewood, and then there's this sort of funky, there's lots of vanillas there. There's this sort of funky smoke after that. Oh. Let me just wrap my head around this one for a second, guys. Sorry, I can't just blurt out the tasting notes. That smoke is complex. It is funky, porky, like barbecue-y sort of, and obviously applewood's going to be screaming that sort of barbecue notes. But then it's got this really big, earthy, really meaty smoke to it. The whiskey itself is actually quite light and fragrant and very classic Shelter Point, youthful and bright. But then that smoke, and I can feel the vanilla on my bottom lip. It is kind of uncanny, and even on the palate, like, it's still very sweet cocos and vanillas. 46% alcohol. Yeah, it's a beautiful smoke, meaty barbecue, clean, almost, I don't want to say clean, almost bright, but very structured applewood, like sweet apple bark. Oh, this, I don't usually like smoky whiskeys. You know, I've talked about this in the past, just with my experience with smoky whiskeys. Usually it makes me sleepwalk, but this one I could really, really ease into. Beautiful, like pork butt, sweet vanilla, really clean, comparable to the Smoke Point, which gives you that more flinty riverside campfire. This is much more like culinary smoke, like a culinary flavor profile on it. I'm very, very I like this one very, very much. Number 355, guys, the Shelter Point Smokin' Oak. Again, another one. Get it. I think I never want to say no, don't get something from Shelter Point, because it's always just epic. Thanks as always for the support, guys. See you tomorrow. Bye.